Donald Trump, now back in the Oval Office for his second term, drops a diplomatic bombshell on Truth Social. The post is brash, unmistakably Trump, and instantly viral. He demands that Canada pay a staggering $61 billion to join his newly announced Golden Dome missile defense shield, a project he claims will guarantee North American security for generations. The alternative? Canada can dissolve its national identity and become the 51st state, entry to the dome included, free of charge. The message is clear: pay up or give up your sovereignty. The offer is as audacious as it is insulting, leaving officials in Ottawa and Washington stunned. Diplomats scramble to interpret the implications while the public reels from the sheer boldness of the ultimatum. Trump claims Canada is desperate to join, framing the ultimatum as a response to their supposed eagerness. He paints the move as a favor, not a threat, spinning the narrative to his advantage. It's a classic Trump tactic: create urgency, imply the deal is already halfway done, and put the pressure squarely on the other side. The world watches as the stakes escalate. The timing is no accident. Trump's post lands just after King Charles III addresses the Canadian Parliament, emphasizing Canada's sovereignty and unique identity on the world stage. One moment, a royal speech on national identity; the next, a social media wrecking ball. The contrast is jarring, and the symbolism is impossible to ignore. The contrast sets the stage for a major diplomatic standoff. Tensions rise as leaders on both sides weigh their options and brace for the fallout. Canada is suddenly forced to choose: pay up, give up, or push back. The world holds its breath, waiting to see how this unprecedented ultimatum will reshape the future of North American relations. So, what exactly is the Golden Dome, and why is it making headlines across the country? Picture Reagan's Star Wars program from the 1980s, but now supercharged with Silicon Valley's latest tech and ambitions. The Golden Dome is a vision that takes old dreams of space-based defense and injects them with a new, high-tech urgency. Announced with great fanfare by former President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, the plan calls for a North American missile shield, hundreds of advanced satellites orbiting above, constantly scanning for and intercepting any incoming threats from space. It's a system designed to be on guard 24/7, promising a new era of security. The ultimate goal? To create an impenetrable bubble over the continent, a shield that could stop Russian and Chinese missiles before they ever reach American soil. Supporters say it's the only way to guarantee safety in an increasingly dangerous world. Trump wants the system up and running by January 2029, putting Space Force General Michael Gettlein in charge of this massive undertaking. The timeline is ambitious, and the stakes couldn't be higher, but the price tag is staggering. The White House estimates $175 billion, but independent experts warn the real cost could skyrocket to over $800 billion across 2 decades. That's more than the GDP of some countries, and it's just the beginning. Congress is being asked to approve an initial $25 billion, bundled into what's being called the Big Beautiful Bill. But this bill doesn't just fund the Golden Dome. It also proposes deep cuts to social programs, sparking outrage and heated debate. The message from the administration is clear: prioritize space lasers and futuristic defense over traditional social safety nets. For many, it's a stark choice between national security and social welfare. The Golden Dome's ambition is matched only by the controversy it's generating. Town halls are packed, protests are growing, and the nation is deeply divided over whether this is a bold leap forward or a reckless gamble. In the end, the Golden Dome is a true moonshot, expensive, risky, and deeply divisive. Whether it becomes a symbol of American innovation or a cautionary tale remains to be seen. To sell the Golden Dome, Trump's team compares it to Israel's Iron Dome. The Iron Dome is a proven US-funded system that intercepts short-range rockets. But the comparison is misleading. Iron Dome protects a small area from slow local threats. The Golden Dome aims to shield an entire continent from hypersonic and intercontinental missiles, an entirely different challenge. Hypersonic missiles travel at 5 times the speed of sound and can maneuver mid-flight, making them nearly impossible to intercept. Building a system to stop these is a technological leap, not a simple upgrade. Defense experts are skeptical. The physics are brutal. The margin for error is 0. One failure could be catastrophic. The dream of a perfect shield remains science fiction for now. The Iron Dome analogy is more marketing than reality. Why pressure Canada? Geography. The shortest missile path from Russia or China to North America is over the Arctic, Canada's backyard. For early warning, the US needs advanced radars deep in Canadian territory. Without them, response time drops and the shield is compromised. This gives Canada major leverage. But letting the US build and control defense infrastructure on Canadian soil raises tough questions about sovereignty and command. Trump's ultimatum tries to force Canada's hand, bypassing negotiation. The message, let us in or we'll take over. It's a high-stakes gamble that risks turning a strategic necessity into a diplomatic crisis. Canada's independence is on the line. How did Canada respond? With calm defiance. In the face of mounting pressure from its southern neighbor, the Canadian government projected unity and resolve, refusing to be rattled by threats or ultimatums. The mood across the country was one of quiet determination, as citizens and leaders alike recognized the gravity of the moment. Prime Minister Mark Carney's government avoided public confrontation, confirming talks but refusing Trump's framing. Instead, they emphasized Canada's right to make its own decisions and made it clear that the country would not be coerced into accepting terms that undermined its independence. Behind closed doors, Canadians are angry and united. Being told to pay or surrender sovereignty is a red line. Across the political spectrum, there's a rare consensus. Canada's autonomy is not up for negotiation. The public's frustration is palpable, fueling a surge in national pride and calls for a firm response. Carney warns the US not to take Canada for granted. He reminds Washington that Canada is a steadfast ally, but not a subordinate. The message is clear. Respect is a two-way street. The core issue is sovereignty, Canada's right to control its own defense, borders, and future. This is about more than policy. It's about national identity and the principles that define the country. Allowing US control over defense on Canadian soil feels like becoming a vassal state. For many, it's an unacceptable erosion of self-determination, raising fears about the long-term consequences for Canadian democracy. Canada is quietly exploring alternatives, seeking ways to strengthen its own defense capabilities and reduce dependency on any single partner. This includes joining Europe's rearm initiative to reduce reliance on US military hardware. The message? Canada won't be bullied and is open to new alliances. The government is signaling to the world that it will defend its interests, even if it means forging new partnerships. The Golden Dome ultimatum forces Canada to confront its identity and independence. The public is watching, debating, and demanding that their leaders stand firm in the face of external pressure. There is little appetite for capitulation. Canadians want their government to protect the nation's dignity and future. The government must balance defending sovereignty with maintaining its most important alliance. It's a diplomatic tightrope, and the stakes could not be higher. Canada's future autonomy and its place in the world hang in the balance.